Captain America Brave New World is the first in a series featuring Sam Wilson played by Anthony Mackie as Captain America. I wasn't too much of a fan of him taking on the mantle at the end of Infinity War. I genuinely thought that Bucky was going to get the shield since it was teased a few times throughout the Captain America trilogy, but maybe I'm reaching, I don't know. Either way, it didn't feel right at first, but I still wanted to give it a chance, especially since the MCU was at its peak back then, and I figured they could adapt it in a good way. And just as a heads up, I'm losing my voice because I'm ill, so excuse the change in tonal whatever. Anyway, I've already shared my thoughts on the Falcon and the Winter Soldier in a previous video, but to sum it up, I felt like the series didn't expand enough on the great ideas it set up. The Isaiah Bradley storyline had so much potential but never got the depth it deserved in my opinion. Obviously because of all the other subplots, but I felt like they could have focused on that more instead. The villain ended up being kinda boring and her motivations didn't have a clear direction by the end of the show. And like most of the series within the MCU, it didn't really wrap things up in a satisfying way. Oh, and the suit was trash. I mean, I refuse to believe the Wakandans signed off on that final design. No. So yeah, by the time the series ended, I wasn't exactly dying to see more of Sam Wilson as Captain America, especially since it was announced straight after the last episode. A poster announcing the movie's release date was unveiled in July 2024, showing the Red Hulk palming the entire shield pretty much. See, that caught my interest, as I think this was the first time it was officially confirmed that the Red Hulk would be involved in the movie. A full trailer was revealed during D23 later on in November, obviously after the initial teaser trailer back in July, which gave a lot more insight into the characters involved in the plot of the movie. I was actually happy to see Isaiah Bradley in the trailer and curious to see where things would go. And of course, the Red Hulk looked incredible. Sam's suit also got a complete overhaul and looked way better than the series, which is good. But nothing about the movie really excited me, apart from the Red Hulk if I'm being honest. Especially since we haven't had the Hulk be Hulk since the start of Infinity War, and I still can't get over this, I can't lie. Anyway, I pretty much ignored all the TV spots and ads since there wasn't a need for me to see anything else. So how was the movie? I mean, it was okay. It wasn't anywhere as bad as Kraven the Hunter or Venom. I'm gonna try and avoid as much spoilers as possible as usual, but here's what I thought overall. I'll start with the positives first. Okay, so as far as the action scenes in this movie, I did enjoy the aerial combat. It wasn't anything groundbreaking, but it was still entertaining. And of course, the Red Hulk transformation plus all the destruction that came afterwards was fun to watch. I just wish that it went on for a bit longer. I also enjoyed Giancarlo Esposito as Sidewinder. He's great in every role, so no complaints there. Apart from him not being in the movie as much as I thought he would, that was a bit weird. I think most of the actors did great. Of course, Harrison Ford as President Ross was solid, and some of the fight scenes with Sam using a shield and making it ricochet off different things and people were great to see. I always enjoyed the original Cap doing that, so I'm glad they kept it in. Carl Lumbly, who plays Isaiah Bradley, had some standout moments during the emotional scenes, and honestly, that's pretty much the only parts I liked in the movie. The parts that actually stood out at least. I did sort of like how the main villain's motivations came about, but I won't say any more because I'm trying to avoid spoilers. But then we get to the negatives, and these are the points that stood out to me. The trailer made it seem like this would be in the same vein as The Winter Soldier. That was the first Marvel film I remember really enjoying because of how grounded it was, at least for the most part. The fight choreography was sharp, and the story, which revolved around uncovering secrets and political corruption, made it feel like a proper espionage thriller. I felt like that movie was a lot more cleverly written. Brave New World, on the other hand, felt a little too handholdy with the plot. It doesn't leave any room for interpretation or deeper engagement. Everything is pretty much spelled out for the audience. It's like the movie doesn't trust you to figure things out on your own, so it constantly reminds you of what's happening and why, instead of letting the story unfold naturally. The Winter Soldier had layers. You had to pay attention to what was said and what was implied to fully appreciate the depth of the narrative. Or maybe I'm just hyping up the movie too much, but that's what I remember it feeling like when compared to Brave New World. I could be wrong though. But regardless, the movie just feeds you answers without letting anything breathe. Anyway, overall the movie was alright. Nothing terrible, but not enough to make it a great watch. There wasn't much reaction from the audience in the cinema I was at. It was mostly silent, except for one moment where someone gasped at a certain surprise cameo. The jokes didn't really hit, but they weren't the typical Marvel humor, so I kind of appreciated that. The chemistry between the new Falcon and Sam didn't do much for me. Even though this movie didn't rely on the multiverse stuff, I'm kinda done with the multiverse saga at this point, I'm not gonna lie. Hopefully whatever comes next is a lot better. Let me know down below what you thought about the movie and whether or not you agree or disagree with anything I said. Thanks so much for watching the video if you made it this far into it, and please like and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Anyway, that's all I've got for now, so I'll catch you in a bit.